What is up? I'm Jared Welch, and Alterman. This is a late edition of Blinkers Off. What's up, my man?
Well, like I said, I was too lazy to go change. We got on here like 1 minute before, and it's like, shit, same damn shirts. But I didn't care. I'm just too lazy to walk over to the other end of the house and change. So it is what it is.
I know. We both looked at each other, and I think we both were like, I'm not changing. And you're like, I'm not changing. So a special gift for everyone that's watching us live right now. Of course, you can tune in on Thursday nights on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We're wearing the same hoodies. But other than that, how you doing, man?
I'm here. I'm here. Today has been a day. I'll just leave it at that. But we're here. We're working through it, and we're ready to talk about really some excellent racing, like maybe the best all year coming up this weekend. It's going to be really, really good.
That's a good comment. Do you guys eat, sleep, and drink racing? Pretty much, yeah. I kind of thought it'd be funny to see how many people tune into this this late at night, because I know a lot of people are up handicapping Gulfstream Park or whatever for the weekend. We're with you. We do, because we have, we especially right now. I mean, we did launch the new site and the updated version of the site, and it's, as anyone can attest to, that's involved in any kind of any process like that. It never goes smoothly, ever. And we know this, but you never can really prepare. So obviously a big weekend this weekend with racing, but we're also trying to make sure that everything's up and running on the site as well. And of course, the wagering guide is available now at racingnews.com. So we've been working on that. And so we eat, sleep, and drink racing because we have to eat, sleep, and drink racing, or else the site would shut down. So
this week has been a special week. There's no doubt about it. But listen, we're thankful and lucky to have good developers who have been all over these problems when they happen. It's just that they happen. And, knock on wood, it seems like things are going pretty smoothly right now. So at the moment, feel pretty good about it. But but again, it goes back to this weekend. We are super excited. Oaklawn is back in full force today. And then on Saturday and Sunday, both, you got champions at Oaklawn. And then Gulfstream has got some great horses running too. Who knows? We may see the Derby winner this weekend. But the one thing we know we are going to see, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf winner, and the Breeders' Cup Distaff winner. All four will be running this weekend. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you say, if there's a weekend so far that we've had that's got at least the potential to have a Derby winner, this is probably it, right? You've got obviously Ollie says fire at will for the Cheddar. Yeah, listen, that horse is interesting. We'll talk about that horse in a little bit. If he might be the most talented horse in the race. Just a matter of if he can switch over to the dirt. He's not ran on fast dirt yet, so we'll see. Other than that, I mean, obviously Central Quality at Oaklawn Park. Oaklawn's back after some time off with the weather, and so they're back in Central Quality. You got Monomoy Girl the next day. The stars are aligning in terms of these superstar horses coming out. And we mentioned it last week, or you guys mentioned it. I know I wasn't on the show last week, and then I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. It's like this is it now. All hands are on deck. We are officially in Derby prep season, because it's going to be March now. And, the Rebel's here, in 2 weeks because of the Southwest being delayed, 2 weeks for the Rebel. And of course, if you're going to probably see the Derby winner run in the next, let's call it 2 weeks. I mean, the San Felipe next week. I mean, I think the Derby winner is very likely to be running in the next 2 weeks.
I could not agree more, Jared. I definitely think that that's going to be the case. And like I said, it may not be this week, but it might be next week or vice versa. But the heavy hitters are out, and it's it's March, right? I know it's the last weekend in February, but it's basically March now. I mean, the big dogs are out. When that Fountain of Youth comes around, it's big. And yeah, we're going to see some real nice horses. And on the filly side too, we'll talk about those a little bit, I'm sure, as well. In the rapid fire, I'm sure one of us will have something to say. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
All right, we got a lot to talk about here, and obviously, the questions are coming in, which is cool. I mean, I'm glad to see people coming in this late in the evening. It's not for people that are listening to this like on say Friday morning. It's 9:45 Central, so 10:45 Eastern, and we still got a lot of people out listening. What's the best thing you saw today, man? I know. Trust me. It's probably hard for us to come up with one, considering the day that we've had. I get it, but surely there's something, right?
I would say, okay, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. I got like 3 hours sleep because I couldn't sleep. I was worried about the site. Got up and it was crashed, basically. The email I got at about 7:15 saying it was back. That's the best thing I saw today.
Oh man, I mean, I'll try to. I mean, I guess you spun a little bit positive, but the positive is, as anything, you're going to have issues, but the overall, as far as the way it looks and the way it performs when it does perform, we've had a lot of positive comments about the site and how good it looks and how how much better they like it, especially on mobile. So it's just been good to kind of, make the site better for everybody. The dashboard is awesome for any of our premium subscribers. If you go to the dashboard, obviously, the way the Soma bombs and the guides and the free picks or the premium picks show up there is really good. But no, I mean, it's just always good to have a, positive feedback. So that's got to be, and we've been working on this for 6 months. Mm-hmm. It's been literally a 6 month process. So if there is a positive, it's like, we're at the very, very end of it. And we've almost got it completed. And we both knew that there'd be issues. That's just the way it goes when you have a big launch like this. You can never prepare for everything until it's live. And so, it's going to happen. But, I think that, it's all in all, it's positive.
It is. And we have bigger, we take them more personal than the 90% of our customers when we have little issues. And trust me, if you're having an issue with the site, we know about it. We're working on it and we'll get it fixed. And just absolutely as quickly as we can. We'll always make it right with you if you have little issues. So don't worry about it. Don't freak out. Let us know for sure, but don't freak out and we'll get it fixed for you. So hey, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and I think everything's going to be working just fine.
Trust me, our developers hate us, I think, every time we do a launch.
Well,
because
it's funny. On Monday, Jared asked our main developer, he said, "Are you sick of horse racing yet?" Because, like I said, he's been working on it for a while. He said, "Oh, no, I like it." I would say right now, Alan is really sick of horse racing. I feel terrible that I have to keep emailing him, but what can I do? I'm sorry, Alan, if you're watching. You better not be. You better be fixing something.
What are you doing? Anything that happens, I'm like, yep, better let him know. It's like, it's going to happen. So, we talked about it, we'd celebrate it with shots, and he's like, well, we'll celebrate with shots either way, because it's been that kind of last couple of days. But, obviously, like you say, let's get to the racing, because no matter what, these horses are going to run this weekend, whether the site's crashed or not. And guess what? We're going to get picks for them. So today's show, we're going to preview the $300,000 Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream Park and the $750,000 Southwest Stakes. That's right. They're finally running the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn Park, each a Kentucky Derby prep. Then we're going to give some rapid fire selections for some of the remaining stakes action this weekend at Gulfstream Park. Let's go.
I love the name, by the way. Mahomes still scrambling. Poor guy.
Oh shit! It's so true. Yeah. I the thing that's amazing to me after that game still is like I've seen sites selling like framed pictures of the Mahomes pass, right? That he was like vertical or horizontal.
Yeah.
It's like they're selling that, and it's like they got stomped in the game, and it was an incomplete pass. You know what I mean? Like it was nothing, but yet that's how that kind of game was. But anyways, don't get me started. I've processed it. I'm not going to get there. I can't handle that today.
No. Yeah, let's not talk about that today.
It's too much. Yeah. All right, let's get to we're gonna do Fountain of Youth. So that's the main event of the weekend, right?
Yep.
You know, and it's like you say, it's one of this weekend. You know, even though the Southwest is technically a smaller level in terms of points, these two races here are gonna, like you said, you kind of mentioned it on the opening there, is gonna really like tell us a lot. Like we're gonna learn a lot about these horses in the next couple of days, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We're gonna learn a lot in this one, I think.
I know. I mean, all right, let me pull that up. Let's see. There we go.
Yay! It works.
Yeah, there's one thing I can check off my list. All right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right, 3, 2. Let's see. Pull up this race. 3, 2, 1. All right, the main event on Saturday. Let's go to Gulfstream Park, race 14, Fast Tipton Fountain of Youth Stakes, Grade 2. We're $300K for 3-year-olds going 1 1/16 miles. Again, it is a Kentucky Derby prep race, and it's a big one here. 50, 20, 10, 5 for your top 4 finishers. And again, if we're at the point now where you win one of these, you're in. You know, if you're Greatest Honor, you're close to being in already. If you win here, you are in. So listen, it's not a lot of introduction that's needed here. You got, like you said, you've got Greatest Honor, who won the Holy Bull at 9-5. You got 7-2 on Fire at Will, the horse that's your Breeders' Cup winner on the turf. Trying this, the Tarantina at 8-1, a horse that maybe could improve off that last effort. Prime Factor, who needs to rebound. Drain the Clock for Saffie Joseph, who obviously a Greatest Stakes winner, but trying to go 2 turns like this. I mean, there's a lot of questions / like a horse like Fire at Will at 7-2. Can he upset a horse like Greatest Honor? Because to me, you look at this race, it really sets up for Greatest Honor.
It really does. I would definitely agree with that. Here's the deal. I came into this, as I just stammer along here. I came into this and I thought, all right, I'm going to beat Greatest Honor today. But in the end, you're right. It's just like, okay, all these horses kind of have question marks that are like his prime contenders. And he's beaten most of the other ones. So you take Drain the Clock, for example. Yeah, the horse has shown some talent, but we don't know how far this horse wants to go. So I think he's questionable. And then obviously Fire at Will, we don't know if this horse will like the turf or the dirt. It doesn't seem like he will from a pedigree standpoint. His one race on the dirt was a sloppy, off the turf stakes at Saratoga against 4 horses. You watch that race, he was not overly impressive. It's not like you watched that and went, that's a dirt horse. So right. I hate to be lame, but it just kind of came down to Greatest Honor should win. If he doesn't win, it's going to be kind of disappointing. I think the biggest threat to Greatest Honor is probably Drain the Clock, because he's got front end speed. And if he can carry it around 2 turns there at Gulfstream, which some horses that maybe want to sprint can do that, maybe Greatest Honor doesn't catch him, but in the end, I kind of think Greatest Honor will go get him, and I kind of think Prime Factor and Drain the Clock are kind of going to go head to head early in this race.
Yeah, I'm going to use Drain the Clock and everything, just because it's like he goes out and wires the field. You're going to feel pretty stupid because you just don't know. But I do think Drain the Clock, drawing the 1 hole, he's going to go. Prime Factor, he's going to go. Fire at Will. He'll be close, right? I mean, at least I'm sure that's the plan. So there's plenty of pace pressure early on in this race. And to me, it's just a matter of like Greatest Honor just has to run his race. and if he runs his race, he's going to win. Because if you try to get him beat, I was the same with you. I tried to go into this like I'm going to beat Greatest Honor. I mean, because it's like I tried to beat him in the Holy Bull. I'm going to try to beat him again. But man, when Suge's got a horse right, they're tough, right? And it seems like he's got Greatest Honor kind of figured out. Now, do I like Greatest Honor in the Derby? Not really, to be honest with you. Just because I like Kentucky Derby I just don't know if Suge can keep him at that level for this long. But I do think, he's basically needing to beat a lot of the same horses he's already beat. And then the other horses like Fire at Will and Drain the Clock, those are horses I want to use just in case. Really with the way this race sets up, sadly enough, like the only other horse that from a pace standpoint that should benefit from the pace is the 5 horse. And that horse, I don't want anything to do with 20-1. I mean, maybe in the tournament, maybe, but this horse, got beat 17 lengths by Greatest Honor. So if you're thinking, he's got to turn the tables in a big way. I mean, yeah, he has blinkers, but gets Castellano still. Like, I just don't like that. To me, was the only horse that I wanted to consider as far as taking advantage of this pace. And I mean, then you're like, am I really going to play? I'm not Girafales. How do you say that?
I have no idea. I just call him 5 horse.
That's what I say. Okay, that's what I was going to go with, the 5 horse. But it's like, or Greatest Honor, who can close just as good. So, and no, I shouldn't say that. He closes better. But as far as, they both show some kind of late kick. So I can't get there with the 5.
Yeah, I really thought about the 4 a lot, Fire at Will, because I thought, well, if you look at his races, he's super talented, right? Like he probably is more talented overall than Greatest Honor even. He's got a great turn of foot. He's got everything you want in a racehorse, but it's just like, man, I just couldn't put my neck out with a turf horse coming into this race. And, Mike Makers are really he's a quiet guy. He's not going to give you a lot. I read a lot of articles. I tried to find quotes. I couldn't find anything that gave me confidence, So he's hard to read though. But in the end, I couldn't go Fire at Will. I just couldn't do it. And yeah, Prime Factor, I was all over last time, but he's just going to have to do too much improving.
You tell me, because Dudes After Dark, thank you for changing your name, by the way. Mentioned Camus coming to Gulfstream Park. Is Santana staying at Oaklawn? Because the plans were that he was going to ride. I'm guessing because the Southwest got moved. Is that right?
Yeah,
the Southwest got moved, so he stayed put. The plans were, by the way, he was going to ride Fire at Will. That was what the plan was, and so obviously that's the backup. But yeah, so he's staying in the Southwest, right?
Yeah, but he's on Safa's day, so I don't really know what that really says. Maybe let me see if he's got another mount. It's another big mount. He's on Casual in a big race, and he's on Silver Prospector and the Razorback. I mean, I don't really know why. Maybe it's just, hey, I got a full day for Aspen, so I'm going to stay here at Oaklawn. But yeah, Santana was supposed to ride this horse, and then it got changed to Carmouche. Now, Carmouche has been on the horse as well, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, exactly. It is odd though. That's an odd. It's like you could probably pick up a Gulfstream jockey just as easy, but maybe not. Maybe the connections wanted Carmouche, and that's not a knock on Kendrick. It's just he's coming all the way from New York to Gulfstream. We'll see what happens with it. But I just couldn't pull the trigger. I really wanted to. I'm not going to be shocked if he wins. But in the end, I am just really impressed with Greatest Honor as far as that race last time out. And as far as the progression has just been fantastic with this horse. So I had to go with him.
Yeah, he showed it in that maiden special weight race, before the Holy Bull, and where he finally kind of got his legs underneath him late in that race. And then he really showed it in the Holy Bull, where he really got going late in the race. And so it's just hard to kind of come up with a scenario. Like I said, I think that's just the exact way to put it. If he runs his race or anything close to his race in the last 2 efforts, he should be really hard to beat, Greatest Honor. If he doesn't, if he doesn't fire, or whatever the case may be, he might, like, that's why I'm going to back him up with say Drain the Clock has got that special sappy juice going here and just can't catch him. Well, I want a piece of that, So I'm going to use Drain the Clock. That's one of my favorite angles if I'm playing multis, is like, you've got a horse that you really like on the front end, and you also got the horse that you think is going to benefit the most from that speed. If you got the two best, you got to have a good chance that either he gets ran down or he holds on. So I'm with you ultimately on Fire at Will when it comes to just, I don't think I can play a turf horse. I hate the angle of like, we'll see. Like, I think he'll like dirt. It's like, at this level, I don't, no thanks. Prime Factor to me is the one, he's the Holy Bull favorite, right? He's one to me that's super interesting as far as 5-1 goes. And do you, like, realistically, like, who do you think is going to be, who's going to go off a shorter price? Drain the Clock or Prime Factor?
Ooh, that's a really tough one.
Because they're both 5-1 morning line.
Gosh, that's tough. Because Prime Factor, you have to fast forward back to that Holy Bull. Prime Factor was like the next great horse, right?
Yeah.
He ran poorly. Then you got Drain the Clock, who just smoked him in the swale, but got to stretch out in distance. I think Prime Factor will be a touch shorter. That's my guess, but that's a really good question. I don't know. That's going to be really close. But in the end, I think that the connections, not so much Pletcher, but Irad. I think he's going to take money. So I think Prime Factor will be a click lower than Drain the Clock.
To me with Prime Factor, it's like you look at, obviously connections, the way he's bred, the way he should, he's bet. Like, the Holy Bull was almost too bad to kind of believe. And it was his first start, or, his first race since breaking his maiden. They really, they were going to run him allowance, and they end up running here and the Holy Bull. So you got to think that he improves off of that. So that's why I want to use him, because I'd really hate to get beat by, Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz, Winstar, the Holy Bull favorite. I'd really hate to get beat by him. So he's one that I'm going to give a pass as far as who came out of the Holy Bull. Obviously, I'm going to use Greatest Honor, Drain the Clock. And, maybe Fire at Will. To me, it's one of those things with Fire at Will. It's almost like wait and see for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just couldn't pull the trigger. And Vinny had a comment here. I actually talked to Vinny through text. I think that was yesterday. My days are kind of getting blended together. It's like, what do you think about Fire at Will? And I think it was your uncle, Vinny, said had a good point that you can get a turf horse, to go a mile and 16th on the dirt. So that might make him dangerous. But the further they go, or the farther they go, the harder it's going to be for him to sustain it if he doesn't like the surface. So Vinny maybe kind of like the distance for Fire at Will, trying something that he may not enjoy. But yeah, I still, it always circled back to the 8, no matter what you tried to do here. It's just like, I think this is going to be chalky, and I just think Greatest Honor just kind of has the look of that horse. It's going to be pretty tough to beat down here.
Yeah, it could be like a lot like the Risen Star, where you kind of try to get cute and creative with it or whatever, and maybe some new shooters that look promising come in, but ultimately it kind of stays the same as it did in the previous prep race there, so it could be one of those where you see kind of a very similar result that we saw in the Holy Bull. So last question on this race. I mentioned in the opening, I think someone brought it up. Yeah, so if the Derby winner runs in the next 2 weekends, it ain't this race. And so I'll use that as the question is, how much potential is in this race when it comes to, obviously heading into the Florida Derby, really the final preps as we head into the Kentucky Derby.
I think it's Greatest Honor or nobody, right? I guess if Fire at Will runs a big one on the dirt, he can get put in there. So the 4 or the 8, Fire at Will or Greatest Honor, they could kind of step up into that, class where maybe they've got a shot. But I tend to agree with the comment of I don't think the Derby winner is in this race.
Yeah, no. When I said that in the opening, I was not really talking about this race. So I'm more talking about the next one or the San Felipe or even the Rebels. So that's kind of where I'm at with this one. But yeah, you and I are both on the same page here. Try to beat them, in the multis if you can, but you got to use number 8 in our top pick, Greatest Honor.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I it's pretty chalky in both races, right? I mean, it's hard to not be. But I did view them both the same in a sense that I think you want to try to beat them if you can.
Yeah.
Essential Quality. I'm interested to see what you think here because you got a horse in here.
I'm interested in your pick. So the Southwest is the most interesting Derby prep we might see all year. That's what I'll say.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's head to Oaklawn Park for the Southwest Stakes. That's right. They're finally running the Southwest Stakes. Race 10 on Saturday. It's grade 3 with 750K. It's an awesome thing about Oaklawn. $750,000 for a grade 3 Derby prep. We're 10-4-2-1 for 3-year-olds. Going to mile 16th as well here. Only a field of 7, but I say only, and you put that in quotations because, man, they really are coming for this race, right? Essential Quality makes his 3-year-old debut. Jackie's Warrior, the horse that at one point was thought to be the next big horse as a 3-year-old. It obviously was awesome as a 2-year-old and kind of fizzled in the Breeders' Cup. Spielberg, everyone's favorite Baffert horse, comes to this race as well. So those are really your kind of 3 main horses. You also have a horse like Santa Cruiser, who just kind of an odd entry, just coming off the Risen Star at 12-1 for DeSormo. But really, it ultimately comes down to 3 horses, right? And I only say 3 because the other one's trained by Bob Baffert, and unfortunately, you have to include him in all those. But Essential Quality, Jackie's Warrior, and also Spielberg.
If Spielberg wins, you're going to have to find another person to do Racing Dudes with because I'm out. Like there's no way I can take it if Spielberg comes in here and beats Jackie's Warrior or Essential Quality. There's no way. No. You can give me website launches and customer service and helping people out and fixing problems 24/7 over 1 minute of watching Spielberg win this race. If he wins it, I'm out for good for the whole sport. So,
right. In other news, I'll be taking, if you guys see Spielberg cross the wire first on Saturday, contact@racingdudes.com. Shoot us an email. I'll be taking applications.
Thank God I won't be answering that one because I'm
just put in the subject line Spielberg. That's all I got to do, and we'll know.
If he wins, I won't be able to take it. I literally won't. I'll be done with this whole sport.
No, we shouldn't even talk about him. But unfortunately, because it's Bob Baffert, tough luck Bob. He got beat by 11 links in the Robert B. Lewis to Yacht Rod Charlie, Roman Centurion, Medina Spirit. All those horses just thrash this horse. And he's like, oh yeah, well maybe he needs maybe lighter horses. Well, let me tell you, lighter horses is not Essential Quality and Jackie's Warrior. So we've established how we both feel about Spielberg. There's no way that horse should win in this race. So it comes down to these 2. And I'm really interested to know, because you have Jackie's Warrior on your fantasy team. Essential Quality obviously thrashed him last time out in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Essential Quality is, to a lot of people, the number 1 ranked 3-year-old we have. What do you think? I mean, how are you looking at this race?
It's going to be one hell of a race. I think this is going to be a freaking match race all the way around. I think these 2 are about 37 links better than the rest of this field. Mm-hmm. And I think these 2 are 2 of the best 3-year-olds in the whole country, regardless, of distance or anything like that. I think Jackie's Warrior, this is going to be the tip for him, right? Like, it's got to be a mile and a 16th. I don't think he's going to be going any longer. But you look at how this race sets up, Jackie's Warrior should have a great trip, a beautiful trip, a gate-to-wire trip. I mean, it's a dream for a speed horse. That being said, I picked Essential Quality. On top. The big key for me, I went back and watched two back this horse in the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland. He has the ability to sit close. And so while Jackie's Warrior, yes, is going to be ahead, I think Essential Quality will be within range. And if he's within range, I could see him wearing down Jackie's Warrior very late and getting up and winning this race. Now, I will say this. If Essential Quality wins and the pace sets up how we believe, where Jackie's Warrior is going to be on his own up front, and Essential Quality goes and gets him, he's the number one horse coming out of this. He has a big shot to win the Kentucky Derby. This is not going to be an easy task. You look at it and say, well, it's 7 horses, and he killed Jackie's Warrior in the Breeders' Cup. The dynamics are completely different here. He is going to have to run a good race, nay, a great race to get Jackie's Warrior in this spot.
No, I agree. I think Jackie's Warrior, okay. Central Quality is who I end up going with, right? Because he ultimately is I think he's just a better horse, especially going about 16th. But I'm telling you, Jackie's Warrior is going to throw it down. He's going to be loose on the lead. He's going to be ready. Honestly, I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, because if he doesn't quite finish here, will they continue on, on the Derby trail, so to speak, because he's probably talented enough to belong in the Derby just because he will keep a pace.
Yep.
True. He will definitely keep horses, on their toes when it comes to the front end. Can he go the full distance? I don't think so either, as far as the Mountain Quarter goes, but man, this is what you want. I mean, you're going to have Jackie's Warrior in front turning for home, and then you're going to have Essential Quality just looming up on his outside and see if he can get there. I mean, it's a tough task for both horses for their 3-year-old debut. Obviously, being pushed back, we talked a little bit about that a few weeks ago, what that kind of effect is on these horses after, being delayed a couple weeks, and how can they keep them kind of ready to go. You look at Essential Quality's last work, 3 of 41. He went about a minute flat going 5 furlongs. This horse is ready. Essential Quality is ready to roll. So I just think he's just the better horse. He's back-to-back Grade 1 winner. I think Jackie's Warrior is good. I think second is the best he's going to finish here.
I'm afraid you're right. And the deal is, if you're a Jackie's Warrior fan and he doesn't win here, I just don't see how he's ever going to. It's now or never for him. And it's not so much from the standpoint of you got to get a win. He's only lost once, but it's just a situation where if he can't beat Essential Quality here with this setup, short field, lone speed, ain't going to happen. He's not going to beat him anywhere. So I'm with you. I couldn't pull the trigger on Jackie's Warrior. I just thought Essential Quality is too good, and I think he can sit that trip where he's not that far out of it. I really think he'll be second, and he'll be just tracking, and he's going to, come right up to the throat latch, and then we're going to see what those two horses are made of. And going a mile and 16th, I think Essential Qualities, that's just far enough to get the win.
Yeah, and Mark made a good comment. Something I kind of thought about as well with the two Saffie's Day, kind of keeping Jackie's Warrior at least company on front, at least putting that pressure, which obviously softens him up just enough. But you gotta think that you look back at the Breeders' Cup, and Jackie's Warrior. You and I both we had win bets on Jackie's Warrior. And if anybody followed along with us on the Breeders' Cup wagering guide, we did not have a good day one at the Breeders' Cup. And then it was kind of kicked in the balls at the end there by Jackie's Warrior, because we both really liked him. And, we also liked Essential Quality. And so that made it even worse. But when he wasn't on the lead, we thought, well, son of a bitch, like, this is not good. And then he did try, he did so much as he got the lead for a second, so he gave it a go. I mean, he's obviously a good horse, but he didn't run the kind of race he wants to run, which is, I think, being on the lead. So you got to think, if they learned anything from that race, it's like, you're going, you're going to everything you can do to get to the lead, because you look back at his races leading up to that Breeders' Cup. I mean, gosh, the Champagne was one of the better races we've seen, in the last 12 months. I mean, he was awesome.
I agree. And if he gets on that high cruising speed, I don't think they'll catch him. The comment about Saphas Day keeping Jackie's Warrior company, I just have a feeling if that happens, Asmussen might murder Santana. Like he might actually kill him right there on the track.
That's what makes it funny, though.
Yeah. If they duel on the lead, I won't quit, but I'll be very angry.
Santana, even though Rosario's ridden obviously Jackie's Warrior for all of his career for the debut, but Santana's having like hey, fuck you, man. Like you should give me that mount. So I was gonna run him into the dirt. No, he obviously will try to sit. The 2 will sit off the 4, you would think. But we'll see. I mean, so with the last race, we kind of said 1 horse, and is that kind of how you view this race as well? As far as Derby goes, is the 1 Essential Quality? Is he the one that you want?
Yeah, I think so. I really feel when this race is over, we're either going to say, well, the pace beat him, or we're going to say Essential Quality is just a massive favorite now for the Derby until we see Life is Good next weekend. But like I said, if Essential Quality runs him down, we're going to really hype that horse up.
What horse not named Spielberg, as far as, and not obviously the 2 that we just talked about, has any interest in your mind as far as, a try, getting a piece of the Exacta, maybe if the pace completely melts down? I mean, is there anyone in here that's interesting to you? Like, I don't know. I mean, does Santa Cruz have any interest in, as far as why they would run him back here?
Honestly, Last Samurai for me is a horse that comes in for connections that win at Oaklawn. The Willis Horton, he's pulled off a upset in a 3-year-old stakes for the Phillies earlier in the year. He won a maiden special weight today at like 6 or 8 to 1. He's got Last Samurai here. Yeah, bad performance last time out. But Dallas Stewart, man, when you least expect him, that's when he comes up and hits the bottom of it. So I kind of think Last Samurai's got a shot to maybe get 3rd.
Yeah, to me, it's between Last Samurai. Woodhouse was pretty good last time out. And obviously, as far as a pace standpoint, you got to think Woodhouse might make a little bit of a run, late in this race. Don't think he's good enough, but to hit the board, I think that Woodhouse could hit the board. If Jackie's Warrior melts down or even falters, you still need someone to finish 3rd, right?
Great.
So Woodhouse is one of those. I was on the fence with Santa Cruz during the Risen Star. I kind of thought he was a sneaky long shot play, and he was long shot all right, but he wasn't sneaky. He was not very good again. Seems like this horse, after looking somewhat impressive in his maiden win, has just not been very good once he's kind of stepped up. So I don't know really what Calumet is trying to do here. I guess it's Keith Stormo just going to run the shit out of him. Man, I really just hope Spielberg does not win this race. I don't want to do this alone.
You can get Ricky to come on with you. He'll do it. He'll host it. So you won't have to be the host anymore. Ricky will do it.
Oh man, Mark. He says that Jared, you could hop on Spielberg and the horse would not run slower. He's a Ron Burgundy type. He goes jogging. Yeah. We'll see. The $1 million horse. Anything better than 3rd, I'll be absolutely shocked by that one. So. Yeah. I'm with you. I think Essential Quality is the one you want here and one you want forward. I do think if Jackie's Warrior makes, if he runs a good race, like I said, I think he belongs in the Derby conversation. I don't think he's a winning type of, but go from the Southwest to the Arkansas Derby, say with Jackie's Warrior, he's obviously classy enough and hits the board there, and he might have enough points to get into the Kentucky Derby, and we'll see. But listen, if Steve's got him in this race, and if he runs well enough and runs him in the next race, you got to take him. Serious. Obviously Rosario coming to Oaklawn, right? And bypassing a big day at Gulfstream Park tells you a lot at least what they think about the horse. So, if you can play them both, but you and I are both on number one, Essential Quality. I think that's interesting that Rosario, because I mean that's a big day at Gulfstream Park, and I get that it's Jack's Warrior and it's a Derby type horse, and you want to keep those mounts, but I think that tells you a lot that he's staying put.
Yeah, I definitely think he believes this is his shot to get another Derby, and he should. This is a good horse, man. This is a really good horse. I've really grown in appreciation for this horse over the weeks, even leading up to the race, and just like some of the things that Cox has been saying about the horse, I think he's really good. I think he's going to be tough.
Oh yeah. Oh man! All right, let's do some rapid fire. This is one of my favorite segments now.
Oh yeah, listen, it's a successful segment too. We always have done well with this. I think we started Pegasus weekend. We've done pretty well. So
yeah, I had a good week 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. Really was all over it on the Derby preps. Hit both of those, and then the long shot almost won, and Maxfield won, and yeah, it was good. Yeah, these are pretty good way to kind of. I think it helps people pick the races which they can maybe go deep in, and ones that they, can potential singles. So I'm interested to know what you think of your single here, or your lock, because I think I had trouble kind of coming up with my top one. So
it's tough.
All right, let's do this. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Time for Rapid Fire, presented by the Inside Track to the Fountain of Youth Wagering Guide. Get the all-inclusive 13-page wagering guide to the 2021 Fountain of Youth this weekend, February 27th at Gulfstream Park. Features in-depth analysis of all 9 stakes on the card, including a $300,000 Fasig-Tipton Fountain of Youth stakes. It's a grade 2 for 3-year-olds, obviously going for the Kentucky Derby. Plus, get bonus race by race analysis, betting suggestions, and multi-race plays for the entire Gulfstream Park Saturday card. All right. We did this for about a month or so now. The way we do these rapid fire on these big days, it just makes more sense to kind of pick 3 of our, our kind of 3 best plays in a sense. Rather than going through every stakes race. Obviously, go to racingdudes.com. You get all the information that you need on every single stakes. But what do you want to do? Which race or which category do you want to use first?
Let's go best bet first.
All right. Aaron, who is your lock that shit up pick of the weekend?
Well, the lock that shit up pick of the week is here once again, and gonna have to rebound after Magic and I picked a bad one with Mrs. Danvers last week. I blame that on Magic though, so that's all his fault.
Where are you going?
Boy, this week is tough because Gulfstream's got a lot of races that have maybe that's a single. I was between Performer and Vequist. Those were the 2 horses that I was between. First of all, did you select either one of those horses?
Yes, I did. Those were the 2 that I was between.
Okay. Which one did you select?
All right, I'll motor right past you, and I'll go with race 9. My lock that shit up pick of the weekend, number 4, Performer. That's right, number 4, Performer. Is who I went with here. Listen, after seeing him last time out, I almost thought I would not use him. I was a little nervous next time out. But I really think, you look back at that race, he ran a hell of a race. He likes Gulfstream Park. He likes his distance. You look at who he's facing. He's not facing really anything too scary. And ultimately, when it came to deciding between him and Vequist, it was like, I don't really want to take a horse making her first start as a 3-year-old. That gave me concern. Obviously, yeah, Mark, yes, Monomoy Girl, Yeah, well, she is the single. She's the single of the weekend, no doubt. But on Saturday for the main card, I went with Performer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with Performer as well. I think the main thing you said about Vequist, it's like its first start as a 3-year-old. It's it's kind of a tough race. Performer, God, he should win. He really should. This is not that great of a field once again. He's beaten most of the prime contenders in the spot, and then there's Tax that he hasn't, but come on, he's better than Tax. He has to be. So yeah, I'm with Performer as well. I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, I was with you though. Like after that race, I was like, I don't know if I want him again, but he shows up in this spot, and it's like it's really similar. So lock that shit up pick. I'll go with Performer.
I mean, people are a little worried about you because they say you never pass up the lock that shit up pick. You never really. So I think that there's pause for concern here that we both picked Performer. After you obviously were not super content with this pick, but listen, honestly, I think both those are solid choices between Vequist. I mean, I almost got cute and went. I want to say it was in the Palm. No, was it the Palm? Yeah, the Palm Beach. I almost put Annex on there. I really think Annex is going to win that race at 3-1. So I mean, I guess that's like your bold take. Lock that shit up, but I definitely have no confidence in that. I just think Performer is going to be good enough. Like that horse ran his ass off last time out off of the layoff and won, and he's. I mean, I don't see it being necessarily a different task here. So he runs his race, he's going to win.
I almost went with a quote unquote ballsy one as well. She's second choice on the board before I locked that up in the 11th race, the Honey Fox. I almost went with is it Zofeli? Would that be how you say her name? Man, I almost said that one. I think that horse is going to roll. I think that horse will beat Got Stormy. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opinions that I have that are pretty strong. But finding just the one and saying this is the one, I think it's a tough card to do that.
It is. And with that said, let's do the best value. Let's do best value. So let's get to your Making It Rain long shot pick of the weekend. What's your pick?
Well, this one was a lot easier for me actually to get to. I went to race 13, the Very One Stakes, and I'm going to go with a Chad Brown horse that is 8-1 on the morning line. I don't think we're going to get that. I heard a Magic say this horse's name. I don't really know the horse's name. It's number 7, Bacchanali, I think is how he said it. Listen, this horse is kind of an up and coming horse. I think Brown's getting ready to have a pretty nice season with this one. Turf fillies and mares for Brown. We know that that's where he excels. This horse won last time out at Gulfstream Park. If you look at her performances at Gulfstream Park, always very strong. Probably her strongest performances come here. I think she's ready. So Bacchanali for me, the 7 horse in race 13, the Very One Stakes.
A few comments before I get to mine. C Mellow Yellow says, could not agree more on Annex, calling up the Lone Shark to back up the cash on that guy. All right, let's see.
I like Annex.
He's not the favorite. He was at 3-1 morning line. There's 5-2 in there. And Mark says, love that pick, Aaron Zofeli and Irad on a closer. Match made in heaven. We will talk about that horse. I want to talk about that horse again here in a second. But let's get to. It's funny. This is why I like this segment so much. Is because I feel like we do a really good job of pinpointing the races that you can go deep in, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the one. I'm on the same race as you are. Race 13, the Very One Stakes. But I went with number 9, Warlike Goddess, for Bill Mott at 10-1. Yeah. Listen, I honestly don't have a problem with your pick. I like that one. I was almost going to go with Dominga for Brad Cox at 15 or 12-1. But listen, I like the way Warlike Goddess is coming in this race for Bill Mott. Julian Leperoux back on board. Rode this horse on debut. This horse has not lost 2 for 2. I guess the only pause here is that you haven't seen her since October. In English Channel, this horse wants to keep. I love they debut this horse at a mile and eighth, and the next race they run her in a mile and 3/8, which is exactly the distance, mile and 3/16. I'm sorry that we're going here today, but still, obviously a horse that likes to go long. We know how those English Channels seem like they never quit, right? Mm-hmm. And I just think the way this race sets up, she's going to be coming late, and I an 83 buyer on her second start has much more room to improve. Bill Mott hits about 20% off the layoff. Just a nice percentage with Julian and Bill Mott as well. So listen, this is a race to me that has price alert, right? For a race that, or a sequence that you're looking for prices, because maybe the Fountain of Youth is chalky, and maybe in race 12 with the Devona Dale, it's chalky. With Vaquist, if you're looking for prices, race 13 seems like a price race, right? Price race, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that race is going to produce. I think I went like 6 deep in this one. It's wide open. It's absolutely wide open. I love your pick of Warlike Goddess. I think you got to use that horse on everything. Listen, that horse is 10-1. She looked really good in the last 2 races.
This is going to be a very frustrating. This is going to be a frustrating race in tournaments, because I can already tell you I'm going to play the 9 in my tournaments, and the odds. I agree. The odd, Clairvech, Irad, Brown, 8-1. No way. So the odds are going to be all fucked up on this race.
Yeah.
And so one of the worst things about the pick and praise in the tournaments is you land on the 9, say, and that horse is 3-1. And you're like, well, I never should have played that horse. So you kind of have to take into account when you're handicapping, not just the morning lines, but how's the public going to bet these horses? And obviously it helps you both in handicapping as well as when it comes to tournaments. So yeah, I agree that the morning lines are going to be interesting in this race. But yeah, number 9, Warlike Goddess for me, for my Making It Rain long shot pick of the weekend. All right, Halterman, everyone's favorite new category, which is awesome. The So Excited I Get Wood race of the week. What you got, my friend?
Oh, Lord.
By the way, the last time I was here, this race has been, this category has been named. It was the So Excited I May Shit Myself, but apparently you guys didn't like that. So you switched it to the So Excited I Get Wood, which seems more inappropriate to me, but whatever. I love it.
It's more inappropriate. That's why we did it.
Okay. So what do you got?
Listen, I debated on this one being my lock that shit up pick, but I think the Devona Dale is super exciting on this card, because Vaquist, this is a Breeders' Cup winner, and if she wins here, she's going to be one of the favorites to win the Kentucky Derby. And how will this horse come back as a 3-year-old? We don't know. That's going to be the big question, but she's exciting. You look at her races, forget about the juvenile. Obviously that was a big one. She won the Spinaway by 9, she lost the Frazette, but she still got second and ran really well. And then of course wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. I think she's really exciting, on Saturday. I'm really excited to see what she does, but she faces a deep field of 12 and some really nice, maybe up and coming is the word for a couple of the big challengers that she'll have to beat on Saturday. But I'm excited for the Devona Dale.
Yeah, and ultimately I am too, because I think Vaquist, you got to remember, she was what was she, 6-7-1? She was a price in the Breeders' Cup. She was not, it wasn't a major upset, but she was an upset. And the fact that, to have that much confidence in saying, well, that's why I ultimately didn't pick her, just because, coming off that, her 2-year-old to 3-year-old, we know how much that can change, especially at Philly. And like you said, there's such a deep field. I think there's shots in here that you can, would it really shock you to see Crazy Beautiful win this race for McPeak? This is the kind of race that he wins.
Yep.
With these kind of horses that aren't very good, but good enough to pull an upset. But listen, I think this is a great race. I'm with you. I think it's a fun race to bet. I think playing against Vaquist is the play here, just because 7-5 is insane. I think I really do. And there's that's gonna balloon more prices up that shouldn't be that high. So it's going to give you some opportunity to cash. I like that race. I went with, and you kind of mentioned, I wanted to pause on that a second ago to bring it back. Race 11. Mm-hmm. This is the race, like you said, was Zofelli and the Honey Fox. And I'm excited for this one because obviously you got Stormy, who needs no introduction at 7-5. But I'm with you. Zofelli was my pick in this race at 7-2. Feel Glorious, I think, is a very interesting horse as well. Like, to me, it just strikes me as a race. It's going to be really exciting on the turn for home, and then so Got Stormy is a horse that is kind of a weird horse now, right? Because like a horse they in this last end of summer into fall, they really pushed her back to 6 furlongs or less, 6.5, I guess I should say, or less. Obviously, she ran 5.5 for a turf sprint in the Breeders' Cup. So it's just like now they're going back to a mile. Not to say she can't get a mile; she's gotten a mile. But to me, the horse, like you said, you said it perfectly earlier, Zofelli. I think that horse is like a 7-2. I mean, where do I sign up for 7-2? Right?
Yeah, there's no doubt that horse is going to get bet, but with Got Stormy in the race, I do think we'll get some value, maybe 5-2. I'm excited for this one as well. I think it's a good pick. There's some sneaky ones in here too that you kind of touched on. So yeah, this is gonna be fun little race, and you could really say that about almost every race on this card. Every race on this card has a reason to watch. Yeah,
dude, this card is awesome. I mean, it's not, you got 9 stakes and it's a 14 race card, and it's like even the non-graded stakes races are really entertaining and have some horses in it that are worth watching. So it's going to be a good card. No doubt. So yeah, this is my so excited. I get wood race of the week. All right.
Oh man.
I see we've had a guest watching us for the last while, and he's wearing the same hoodie as us too, which is both weird and awesome.
Should we make it a tripod of the hoodies?
Yeah, I think we should. Ricky.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So I'm currently wanted to be part of the group. This morning, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the Rocket Hour. I hope you did. For anyone who didn't or who hasn't yet, tomorrow, 11 a.m., we'll be going all over the state again. But HOLS is my name, host of a live stream. I had proof, and Aaron's laughing. I'm dead serious about this. Someone emailed me last night saying that I could bring some more energy to the live streams and that I'm a youngster. I didn't really take the youngster comment personally too well, but you never know. You might need to switch up the live stream. So I will have this name Holes if I am allowed on the live stream Saturday, and I'll be more than happy to explain the situation again. I'm just doing what the people want. It's really what
it's The Holes, huh?
Listen,
yeah, host of live
stream. Okay.
Who emailed you? Who was it?
I'm definitely not revealing that information. Someone did though, because I came on and I asked Aaron, and he wasn't too fond of the idea. But when I said it on the Rocket Hour Wednesday, I got an email later that afternoon and said, I gave it some thought, and I'm not going to show it here, but I put it on the live stream. So basically what I'm asking is, someone said Mike Somich. Oh, JK. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to reveal who it was. It is someone that is a subscriber. I'll leave it at that. But that doesn't really give a lot of content. I just think I could bring a lot of energy. A 24-year-old, some fresh blood. Look, I'm not saying it's going to be the most well-produced live stream of all time. We're going to have fun on it, right? Isn't that what we're trying to do? Have fun?
It's sad that I've aged out. We got to bring the youngster on because I don't have the energy anymore. Is that what this website has done to me? Has it zapped me of everything? We have to bring younger people on because I've officially went over the hill.
Days like today, it has definitely our age has shown.
Yeah, it has.
Ricky, why aren't you out with your young Phillies tonight? What they got going on tonight?
Oh, it's a mare night. We're going older. No Phillies. That's like 18. It's a mare's night. I'm taking it easy. I talked to these two fine gentlemen about the weekend, and let's just say I've dedicated this weekend to the mare side. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be mature and responsible this weekend. Once March rolls around again, I'll act like a Philly. I'll act a little bit out of control. But this weekend is a mare weekend. I'm going to be professional. We have a lot to get to this weekend. So yeah, no going out for me. I'm going to stay cocooned and just have all my energy ready to go for Saturday. I will be the first one on the live stream. I will get there at about 12 Eastern time, and I will sit in the studio before it's even created. And once I see, I will make my pitch to host it. Again, I'm just doing what the people want. I mean, I'd be more than happy to pull up the email. I did it this morning, actually. Aaron laughed just like he did now. The difference was he had a lot of other stuff to deal with.
I think it's your mom that sent that, wasn't it?
He doesn't even know I have a Racing Dude's email address, so it definitely wasn't her.
It was his dad. It was his dad from the other room. Like, he's like, "Hey, you should host."
Now that would be funny. I wouldn't have crossed him out. If it said Art Pasternak, I wouldn't have crossed the name out.
Ricky Pasternak joining us right now. You're gonna be included on the final version of the pod. So, host of the Rocket Hour, of course, handles the Ricky's Rockets on RacingDudes.com. Check out real quick. Give him another. What's tomorrow? What's on tab for the Rocket Hour tomorrow?
Yeah, Mark. That's a good one. Bring the same energy tomorrow because I'll definitely address it there. No, we'll be covering Oaklawn tomorrow. Obviously, we'll do all the stakes races. I tell Aaron all the time. I usually don't listen to Blinkers Off until after the Rocket Hour, so I'm not. I guess I don't have any instincts, from what you guys say, because obviously I listen. But once you sent the guide out, that obviously, and then I told, this is how messed up Jared thinks I am. I said, the guide was great, by the way. Great job. And he said, are you serious or are you messing with me? I was like, dude, what? I was like, I'm serious. Like, I said, I might mess around about Mahomes, but when it comes to business, Texas serious. So, yeah, we'll be covering all these stakes races again tomorrow. So I feel bad for Aaron, who has to do this again in 11 hours and 21 minutes. So that's going to be interesting. So if you want to hear him again, you haven't gotten my picks yet. And Gulfstream was nice to us today. It really, really was. Like thousands of dollars nice. So you definitely want to tune into that. And it's free. Today, $334 pick 4 for free. All you have to do is read. I know that might be – you don't even have to read. Just read numbers. It's not that difficult. So, yeah, come on tomorrow, 11 a.m. The comments were great today. Aaron and I both agreed the comments were great, better than we had seen. So that's great. Continue to do that. I'm just honored to be part of this podcast. I've never been a part of a Blinkers Off podcast except the time that I accidentally barged on. So I think for the last 6 minutes or so, I'm making my plea. See, I just want to give a quick shout out. That was the ticket. So for $144, I guess bringing back $3,000 isn't so bad. Jake Lewis, that's who that is. One of the best people around. And I just want to give him a quick shout because interacting with him literally on a daily basis is fun. And we try to do that with everyone. Aaron and I pre-chat all the time. We want to interact with you guys as much as possible. Emails, DMs, comments, make fun of me. I really don't care. Just some sort of interaction is great. And again, my final plea here for the last 5 minutes, I think we've gotten a lot of laughs, right? Just imagine doing this for 3 hours. There's no one who's going to bring more energy to host. Aaron just made a little shrug like he's not wrong. I get Aaron to laugh a lot on the Rocket Hour. Like, most of it's at me. But at the same time, we're laughing. Again, just doing what the people want.
Here's the thing. There's a pretty good chance that I will not be in attendance to the live stream on Saturday. So, I mean, the host seat is – I'm sorry, Halterman, but the host seat is kind of available.
Well,
I'm not. I won't. And plus, I won't be there for the aftermath, so that's even better.
there's a chance that I won't be like mentally present if we're having website problems. So maybe Ricky is the only option.
You don't want to give me the good news now because I'll start prepping. You don't want to. You might want to hold off.
We would hate for you to be prepared, Ricky. That would be so bad if you came prepared.
If I came prepared? No. Well, talking points, right? I think you might have asked me the very first time we got on the Rocket Hour. You said to me, like, I wanted to come on early and kind of see because we didn't really know how it was going to work, right? We didn't know how one of the situation in terms of the hosting and things like that. And I was learning StreamYard, and it's just gotten better. So I'm fully, each day has gotten better. Obviously, we're still learning. Even Mark said, bring on the closer. I mean, it's not even a closer. I'm willing to go first inning, first pitch to the ninth. This is going to be like Gates Wild type of stuff. So, Jared, you might lose your spot permanently if you give it up Saturday. Aaron has done a good job hosting, though, so I don't want to take that away from him. But if they say duty calls and emails are flying in, I might just be there in the background ready to take over. So, hey, tune in. I don't know what time Saturday, but again, I'll be there ready to go. I might even create the live stream for all of us, save some 30 seconds for some people. Magic might not love it, but hey, Magic, I'm here now. I'm ready to go at midnight, just prepping for the Rocket Hour tomorrow. You got to be prepared. It's business. You got to come prepared, have talking points. Real quick, if you can share, why won't you be in attendance on Saturday?
Who, me?
Yeah, well, Aaron.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll have my kids, so I'll be, we'll probably run around. I mean, like I said, I'll probably be in and out, but if you want to count on, Cohen and Cooper giving some picks, I mean, they'll be, that's so I'll probably be on somewhat, but I won't be enough to host it. So that's why. Well,
since it seems like I would say I started this morning waking up with a 0% chance, and it's gradually trending towards 100. So since I'm going to be the host, probably within the next 5-10 minutes,
probably. I'm going to really push for this now. I think so.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to push for it. You guys are the ones in charge. It's not like anyone else is going to tell you guys any different. It's really, do I get the go ahead? If I do, we're going to have fun. I've never done it before, but I've hosted the Rocket Hour literally 30 times. I want to hear him do the ad reads. There are no ad reads.
You got to read you got to promote the guide, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm not reading anything for that. That's just me going off the top of my head, just like I do the Rocket Hour. Aaron knows I do a good job promoting at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the show. Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Yeah, I genuinely feel bad for anyone else doing a live stream that's not a part of the racing dude, because they're going to lose a lot of viewers on Saturday. What I've already done, and maybe I'll share it, I've made a schedule of all the stakes races so we could go in order on Saturday, because Gulfstream and Oaklawn and the Pasadena Stakes, I don't know if you guys got a chance to talk about that. I'm ready. I'm ready. So who knows? Maybe I'll be wearing the sweatshirt.
Mark says confidence is oozing out of Ridiculous Race Ricky Vaughn over here. Do you know who Ricky Vaughn is? Ricky?
I know who Mo Vaughn is. Who the hell is Ricky Vaughn?
You don't know who Ricky Vaughn is?
Oh, the pitcher on the Indians in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, that's my boy.
Charlie Sheen. I mean,
I didn't think you would get that, to be honest with you. So
you did or didn't?
I didn't. Just because it's old. I mean, but it's one of our favorite movies. We love Major League. Yeah. So.
Oh, Major League, right. I know there's a 1 and a 2, but I know it's Charlie Sheen, and he's got the crazy hair. He's like number 99.
Wild Thing. There you go.
Yeah, Wild Thing. Yeah, so, again, I hope I've made enough of a pitch. This really started picking up traction, really, yesterday. So it's nice to see people are getting involved. Who knows? Maybe I'll get an email after this, and I might show it again on the live stream. Who knows?
I'll be real honest with you guys. My give a shit level of who would host the live stream was at a 0 when we started, because I wasn't going to be on it. And now it's like at a 2 or 3. So, I mean, it is higher. So I mean, the positive, the case I can make for Ricky is that it does feel like he's going to have like you'll know exactly what time you need to go to race, and there will be no talking over that race. So once it's over, it's like we're on to the next race. The time that it will roll. Like there will be no one more prepared than Ricky P.
No one. I'll be the most prepared person. I don't know how many live streams you've done in terms of like actual days, or big race days, not like rocket hour, things like that. I guarantee you I'll be the most prepared, which you know what that means. It's just going to be the best live stream we've ever done. So tune in on Saturday.
Wow.
Mark says confidence is oozing. It's not a confidence. It's just known, right? It's like when you feel the energy just bubbling inside you, ready to go. That's what I'm feeling. It's
man,
confidence. I kind of feel like Mahomes going to the Super Bowl, so we don't know how that really played out, unfortunately. Mark says the Peyton Manning of horse racing, he failed too many times. I'm not the quite Brady yet. We're going to see. We are going to see. So I have to say, if Jared wasn't going to host, I have a feeling, he says he was going to hop in, but, the kids get involved, and then the True Leaves and the White Claws get involved, and we weren't going to see him. We'll see him now Saturday if I'm hosting. We'll see him, and more than ever probably. And you know what? Bring the boys on since I'm hosting. Why not? There's room for them. They could give their pick.
Now listen, Ricky. I'm going to we're going to do one. We're going to wrap this show up because God knows we need to. We're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to pull up my screen here because don't make fun of me, but I have scripts. I mean, I don't read the scripts, but I have like talking points. So I've done it we've done Blinkers Off for 485 episodes, and I've had something written out for 485 of them. And if you go back to listen to 001, I literally was reading the script the whole time. Long story short, I'm gonna pull it up. I want you to close this thing out for us, and we'll see.
I don't need a script. I don't need a script.
Oh, well, that's
we'll go. We can go right now. I'm just waiting for you to give me the go ahead.
What do you think? All right, Ricky, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, so real quick, everyone who's tuned in for the last 15 minutes or so, we really greatly appreciate it. I know you got an energy spike just listening to me because I'm 24 years old, and like I said, I was a youngster according to the email, so we obviously appreciate you guys staying on. It was a late start. Obviously, Jared hasn't established a time for Blinkers Off to start. Obviously, the website has been a major issue as to why we started a little late tonight, but as we approach midnight, you know what that means? We're almost one day closer to Saturday, and again, the confidence, we're just oozing right here. We know the guide is going to be fantastic. You could check that out. It's still in the pre-sale stage that Aaron, Jared, and Magic were actually able to put together. I got it sent to me, and I texted Jared. It was fantastic. So make sure you guys get that. The Rocket Hour will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. I know Aaron's probably really excited to do that because he told me before it's his favorite live stream. I shouldn't have said that out loud. So we'll be back 11 a.m. talking about all that stuff. Please check out the Magic Mike show as well. They were on earlier today. Mike giving tons of horses that are questionable, but no, I'm kidding. A lot of prices there. Magic giving his stuff. This is one of the best weekends ever. So if you miss it, I really do feel bad for you. And then we're gonna have a live stream Saturday to wrap it up. Hosted by a youngster, a 24-year-old youngster. It's gonna be great. Who knows? I might even do some free giveaways on my Twitter page. I was thinking about doing it now that I'm the host. We might have to do those. I have some extra Racing Dudes gear. Now, who knows? Maybe it'll be up in the air if you guys. I'm going to put some trivia questions together as well for our listeners. So this is going to be fun now that I'm officially hosting, it sounds like. I do want to wrap up by saying thank you guys for letting me come on in the last 20 minutes. Because I started, just playing Madden online, and all of a sudden I'm hosting a live stream Saturday. So I've made a lot of progress. That's it. So check it. The Rockets will be available. Again, they're already available now. If you haven't purchased it, I'm not sure what you're doing, to be honest with you. But they're available now for tomorrow. And then they're going to be available Saturday, again, the same time tomorrow night. So after we win tomorrow, all day tomorrow, just make sure you get them so you can go to sleep feeling positive. I mean, that's what we're doing here. So, again, if you haven't gotten any of the content yet on the new website, might I add, it's your fault. I hate to say it, it's your fault for not getting all this content. Between the guide, the Somo Bombs, Magic's fantastic articles, and my stuff, I genuinely feel bad for you if you call yourself a horse racing fan. So do yourself a favor and get some of the content, because you don't want to be without it, right? I mean, Aaron worked really hard on it, and Jared put it together. It looked great graphically. So with all that said, tune in tomorrow for the Rocket Hour and get all the products. So that's all I have to say. It was like a nice 5-minute spiel, but I gave everything. So we're ready.
Boy, that was good. That was the longest outro ever, but it was good. No, you covered it all. So the final bit is the closing line. What you got?
Oh, I don't have a closing line. This isn't my show.
Oh gosh. All right. I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Halterman. He's Ricky P. Good luck this weekend.